sala kap namde. We've all heard this saying, and it's older than me. This quote has been going on throughout the 18 years of IPL. I'm 15. This quote is older than me. This belief that this year we will bring home the cup has been going on for the span of 18 years. Now every year we've kind of brushed it off. Ye sala cup namde. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Have you seen your bowling attack? Ye sala cup namde. Okay, you're at the bottom of the points table. You've lost your first 3 or 4 matches. How are you going to pull this off? But this year, ye sala cup namde. And that's exactly what they did. And the credit truly goes to Rajat Patidar, a fresh face for the RCB franchise, and this fresh face led them to their first IPL title after 18 long years of winning. IPL truly can be shocked, and RCB can truly say, "Ye sala cup namde" this year. And that's exactly what they did. They brought home the cup. First off, let's break down this final. I mean, it was intense. First off, the stakes going into this final, right? We had Punjab and we had RCB. 2 teams who had never won the title before. And they had been there from the start. They weren't like Lucknow or Gujarat or even SRH. You know, these 2 teams had been there from the very first edition of IPL in 2008. And over the span of 18 years, they still hadn't won a trophy. And it had been around 10 years since both teams, well, maybe not 10 years, like let's say 9 years. It had been around more than 5 years at least, until more than 5 years since both teams had been in a final. You know, last time RCB played a final was in 2016 when SRH won that year, and last time PBKS played a final was in 2014 when KKR won that year. So it had been a while for both teams, you know, and the stakes going into this were very massive. And the way RCB pulled out the game was honestly pretty phenomenal. Krunal Pandya bowled really, really well. Kohli batted well too. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting everyone's names now. Shreyas Iyer got out early. I do think if Iyer would have been there for Punjab, that would have definitely been more of a rock. Josh Inglis played well. Bhuvi also took a good wickets at the start. Honestly, when I saw that RCB's score was 190 on Ahmedabad, I was like, okay, this might be in Punjab's favor. Like, I don't know how this is going, because we know that Ahmedabad is a high scoring pitch. Like, you expect like 200 and 200 plus, which is a good defending total. And Mumbai wasn't even able to defend like 206 against Punjab. So RCB getting out at like not all out, sorry, but RCB finishing at 190 was like, okay, a little bit wary, right? But then the way that RCB bowled and the way they restricted Punjab, but also let's appreciate Punjab's fight back, right? Like in the last 2 overs, I believe in the last over they needed like 36 or something, or 39 off of something like that. Like they needed 30 something off of the 6 balls. And when I was in class, right, so I can't be on my Chromebook all the time and like checking the scorecard, even though I secretly do. And I went away and then I came back and I looked at the scorecard and I saw, whoa, RCB won by 6 runs. And I was like, okay, wow, Punjab scored 22 runs in that final over. But appreciate the fight back, right? It was 36 from like 6, I believe. Let's just say, I don't think that's correct. But they needed like over 30 runs in the last over, and then RCB won by 6. So the way Punjab fought back in that last over from 30 at the start of 6 balls to the last ball, the difference between the two only being 5 is substantial. So that fight back just really proved that Punjab had it. Now I am a little bummed for Iyer because, you know, in the IPL promotional video, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Iyer left KKR, right? So all the captains were saying something, and Iyer's was, in 2024, you saw me lift this trophy in purple. Now this year, you'll see me lift this trophy again in red. And at that time, I admit, I was a little wary. I was like, okay, Iyer, are you sure about this? I mean, Punjab isn't notoriously, like, known for being a table topper. You know, their squad has always been a little iffy. But I mean, he really did mean what he said. And you really gotta appreciate Punjab's fight to the very last ball. Like, they weren't like, okay, 36 needed from the last over, whatever, this isn't our season, this isn't our game, we're not gonna get the trophy. No, they said, hey, we've worked hard, we lost our first time, And then we beat Mumbai and we came here to win an IPL final, and we're going to give it our very, very best to get there. That's exactly what they did. But then also, right, like goalie deserves so much. It's been 18 years. He's been playing with RCB. He's been loyal to that franchise, the embodiment of RCB for 18 years. So for him to finally win a title, that's kind of like a nice swan song for goalie, especially because he's retired from ODI now. He's retired. Oh my God, he's not retired from ODI. False news. You did not hear that here. Gosh, we need them for the 2027 World Cup. Goalie has retired from Test. He has retired from T20. So IPL is like the kind of only T20 format that we see him play. And I mean, he literally embodies RCB. Like, he has been with RCB from the very, very start. I mean, you can't even say that about a couple of players. Like, I think it's only Rohit and Dhoni. Sorry, not Rohit. Wow, my brain is all over the place. I think it's only Kohli and Dhoni who have been with their franchises since the very start of IPL. Whereas with Rohit was with the Deccan Chargers for a while, and people forget that, but that's what gives him 6 titles, the most successful IPL player, the IPL player with the most titles. However, other players are catching up, so let's space that gap out, Anyways, honestly, if anyone deserves credit for this, it goes to Rajat Patidar. If we look at RCB's past seasons and their past captaincy decisions, RCB has always gone for these big, flashy players, Faf du Plessis, Glenn Maxwell, goalie. We've all seen these guys as captain, Faf, goalie. But bringing in Patidar is a very down-to-earth player. He's not very flashy, showy, aggressive. And don't get me wrong, he is a quality player. Like, he is quality to its max. And he had already had experience in either Ranji or Duleep Trophy, basically state-level cricket, right? He had captained a team. I'm pretty sure. I remember reading this somewhere, right? So bringing in someone who was, like, very down-to-earth, who wasn't this big, flashy player, and putting him in that captaincy, I think it just really brought RCB down to earth. I feel like that was always RCB's problem. Also their bowling attack, RCB's bowling attack, RCB's IPL strategy just for years was just going for the players with big flashy names. Let me list it out for you. Glenn Maxwell, Faf du Plessis, Virat Kohli, Chris Gale, AB de Villiers. Like, the list goes on and on, all these big flashy names. And then when they finally secure quality bowling, like Mohammad Siraj or Mohammad Siraj, Yuzvendra Chahal, they let these players go away. So it's like, oh, well, darn. Okay, that's kind of rough. But then part of you also feels, right? Like Siraj and I cannot talk this video. I'm just fumbling for words because I'm so in shock. Sala namde. No one expected that would actually happen. Stay with me, RCB fans. Sorry, I support you. This video is for you. Anyways, to sum it all up, that word vomit that was just there, it all just goes down to Rajat Patidar. I mean, the way he came in and took charge this season, he's honestly going in the IPL Captains Hall of Fame. There are 3 captains in there so far, 3 who I can think of off the top of my head. Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, and Rajat Patidar. Rohit leading Mumbai. Rohit is especially special because he didn't get to lead Mumbai from the start. He led mid-2013 season when Ponting benched himself from the games. He won them their first title in 2013. Then Hardik in 2022 with GT being a completely new franchise won them their first title in 2022. And now Rajat Patidar adds his name to the Hall of Fame, winning RCB their first title in the entire span of the 18-year-long edition of IPL, older than me, and instills his name in the IPL Captain Hall of Fame. Whew, I just got chills, that rhymed. Anyways, this is definitely one IPL to remember, especially because all the teams that qualified, we had teams like Mumbai, who was established. Mumbai's fight back this season. Chennai being at the bottom of the table, that's never happened before. Everyone was very surprised. And with GT, the way they played and the way they turned the game around, and then having Punjab, RCB, and Delhi, 3 teams who had never gotten trophies before, and just the fight that they showed. And Delhi was really close to qualifying for the playoffs too. So truly, this IPL season is one to commemorate and one to remember. And RCB, this was your year. So you can go down with saying, I told you so. Namde, I told you so. RCB, congrats on winning your first title. And just wait for next year. Mumbai will be back with a vengeance. And that's IPL 2025, and that's a wrap.